Welcome back. Welcome back. This is the people's voice. I am Trey Evans, and I am the people's voice. Thank you again for checking out the podcast this week. As always, it is greatly appreciated. As always, we thank everyone who has taken some time to listen to the podcast today. We do understand that you could be utilizing that time to do something else, so we are truly appreciative that you're taking the opportunity to spend listening to the podcast today. As always, if this information is valuable and you feel it's worth sharing, feel it's enlightening, informative, we ask that you subscribe and turn on notifications for the podcast. That way you'll be notified when each episode is released. And we do put out a new episode each and every Friday, which is heard on all podcast platforms. And then we put a video out on YouTube every Wednesday as well for those who like to watch the podcast. But in any event, thank you. Welcome to the People's Voice podcast. So today, I want to hone in on or focus in on the recent video that came out concerning Tyreek Hill being stopped by the Miami police about a week ago, or at least last week, I think it was. And, I want to focus on this today because there's so much conversation around it, right? And a lot of the conversation that I've been hearing has been slightly troubling to me. And it's slightly troubling to me because in the United States, specifically as a black man in the United States, these type of occurrences are not anomalies, unfortunately, to us and those of us who come or have grown up in certain neighborhoods, or even you really don't even have to grow up in a certain neighborhood because even in, what's considered more, I guess, I don't know, middle class, affluent areas, whatever you want to call them, these type of incidents have occurred. But I want to talk about it specifically because the thing that bothers me that I've heard over and over again is just some of the sentiments that I just repeated myself, and you become so conditioned that you say these things and you don't even take a moment to process that this type of situation should not be normal. It should not be something that any person is conditioned to. But specifically today, I want to talk to, black people and black men in particular. So for those of you who don't know, Tyreek Hill is a football player. He plays for the Miami Dolphins. Recently on his way to a game that he was playing in, and I forget how close in terms of proximity it was to the stadium, but on his way to the stadium, there was a checkpoint set up, or I guess not a checkpoint, but there were police officers out in the area heading towards the stadium, and they monitor traffic. Tyreek Hill comes through or past those police officers. He's driving at a higher rate of speed than is posted. I believe he was driving maybe 10, 15 miles over. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I understand, it wasn't something egregious. But in any event, he was driving above the posted speed limit. Cops pull him over, and then confrontation ensues, and he ends up getting arrested. So I want to play a portion of this video just to kind of give you some of the context of what I'm describing. So for those of you who are listening, you can hear it. And then obviously those of you who are watching, you can watch the video as well. And then I want to talk about what should occur, or I guess what I feel should have occurred talk a little bit about what you should do when you do get pulled over, and then also want to talk about some tips that police officers can use when they pull individuals over as well, and then I'll close out from there. But let me play this. This is a traffic stop again. Let me pull up the date just so I have the date when this occurred. This was, let's see, when was this traffic stop? Tyreek Hill. This looked like it occurred September 8th. It says September 8th that this occurred. So, and this again was in Miami. He was stopped by the Miami-Dade Police Department. And there is body cam footage. So the officer that made the stop did have, or the officers did have their body cams on. So there is video of this, but I want to play it. I'm going to play it basically from when he gets stopped. So again, there's a traffic stop. He's speeding. Cop rolls up on him, and then let me play this, and then we'll go from there. So.
Don't knock on my window like that, man.
Why don't you have your seatbelt on?
Don't knock on my window.
Why don't you have your seatbelt on?
Knock on my window like that, though.
Like what?
Don't knock on my window like that.
Why you have it up?
Don't knock on my window like that.
Why you have it up? I have to knock to let you know I'm here. That way you can lower it and talk to you.
Just get my ticket, bro, so I can go. I'm finna be late, gang.
And so I'm stopping it there. So as you can hear, I mean, I'm not even 30 seconds into this video, and it already escalated, you know, just from the time that he pulled up. Now, you know, I am not going to in any way defend what Tyreek Hill did, right? First of all, let me be clear. Cop pulls you over, and I'm going to go through some of the things that you should do when you do get pulled over. You know, one of the first things, and I've read a ton of stuff, roll the window down and acknowledge the police officer. So, you know, on Tyreek's part, that created the situation, but then it escalates from there. And, you know, I'll play the rest of it. But as you can hear, the police officer at this point is already agitated by Tyreek's response.
Do what you gotta do.
Keep it down. Hey, keep your window down.
So, and again, I'm just stopping it for those who are listening. So after the cop pulls up, he rolls his window down, Tyreek does, hands the officer his driver's license, then rolls the window back up. And then this is where we're at.
Hey, keep your window down. Keep your window down. I'm gonna get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car. Get out of.
And so I'll stop it here, and I'll stop it one more time, and I'll let it play through. I know you guys are listening, but as you can hear, it is already a very tense situation. Literally, I'm watching this video. We're not even a minute into this stop. So it goes from, I'm not rolling my window down, window rolled back up, cop is frustrated. Now the cop tells him to get out of the car. Multiple areas for everyone to have exercised some patience, in my opinion. This is just opinion. But these type of situations are often far too common, specifically when you're talking about black men, specifically when you're talking about black men who are driving luxury vehicles. I forget what the vehicle that he's in, but he's in a very expensive vehicle when he's being pulled over. Windows are tinted, so it just lends for too many variables and too many commonalities that are associated with these type of stops that end up in these type of scenarios. So let me play the rest of the video. I'm not going to stop it. I'm going to play it, and then you know, I'm going to comment from there. So
Get out of the car.
Give me that, I'm gonna break that window.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car right now. We're not playing this game. Get out.
Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out.
And so at this point,
What part of violence you understand? Hey, Drew, I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting arrested.
and he literally was on the phone with his agent at the time. Again, just so everybody, again, just to quickly go back, he's heading into the stadium to play a football game. So this is game day. He's actually heading in, and the person that he's talking to is his agent. He's telling his agent, "Hey, I'm getting arrested." But at this point, they have him down on the ground, face down, with other passersby
I'm getting arrested, Drew.
looking at the situation.
When we tell you to do something, you do it. You understand? You understand? Not what you want, but what we tell you. You understand?
And that's the trigger right there. That's the trigger for me. That's the trigger for me. That's the trigger. That's the one that gets me every time. Is when these police officers overexert their authority. When you say stuff like, "When I tell you what to do," you do what I want you to do, not what you want to do. That just burns me, because again, unfortunately, I have been in situations like this. Like, I have been pulled over by the cops. I have definitely gotten into confrontations with police officers, especially if I feel like I'm in the right and haven't done anything. But it's just that authoritarian tone. Because again, police officers are the portion of the policing that is often forgotten is the protect and serve. It's not protect and control, right? You at this point, you are dealing with a citizen. Now, granted, I'm not giving him any bail. Tyreek, I'm not giving him any bail because, again, a lot of this could have been avoided just by, probably keeping the window down in terms of escalating it to where it did. But the use of force for a traffic ticket, and there's 3, 4, for those of you who can't see the video, it might be 3 or 4 police officers standing over him for this traffic stop. But that just triggers me every time when I hear, "You do it I tell you to do, not what you want to do." It's just, I think it's such an abuse of power, and it just drives me crazy. But let me play the rest of this video.
You understand? Not what you want, but what we tell you. You're a little confused. I'm getting out, bro.
Whoa.
Too late.
Whoa.
Too late.
Whoa.
We are. We will. Good, bro. It is good. Hey. Don't worry about it. I hung up the phone. You stop crying.
Wow.
Come on. Good. Bro, you beating on my window like you crazy. What y'all beating on my window like y'all crazy for?
And I'm not going to go through this whole video, but it escalates from here.
Bro, dude, beating on my window like he crazy.
At this point, and he's talking now, again, for those who are watching, you can see this, but not only is he, the police officer, super aggressive, but in addition, now he has teammates that are pulling up because, again, he's on his way to a game. I just want to get to this one portion here where one of his teammates actually begins to, step up to say, "Hey, what's going on?" And listen to this confrontation. This is the police officers now addressing his teammates.
Hey, call Drew. Hey, call Drew. Call Drew, bro. Call Drew. Hey, call Drew, bro. Hey, what? Hey, call Drew, bro. Just call Drew. Him? I'm talking about him, both. I'm talking about him, my other teammate. Why is he getting arrested? I don't know what happened there. Hey, stay right there. Pull your camera out. Pull your camera out. Thank you, guys. They're arrested. Hey, thank you. They slammed me on the ground, bro. Keep going. That's real embarrassing of y'all, bro.
I'm not going to go through the whole video, but you kind of get the gist of it. But I got to woosah because I'm telling you, that video is very triggering for me. Just the aggressive nature of it, just the over authoritarian tone that police officers sometimes use, especially in cases like this. Now, again, I know that they have a job to do. This is not, I hate the police, and this is not, defund the police. This is not the conversation. But I do want to point out how triggering this is for, I know, many black men, including myself. Things that you should do. I'm reading an article here from the ACLU, and they have, some things that you should consider for all citizens when the cops do pull you over. So I want to provide that, and then I'll close out from there. One thing it says here is that when you're being pulled over by the police, if you're in your car, some of the things that it recommends is that it says, first of all, remain silent until the police officer comes over to you. It says that, make sure the car is stopped in a safe place. Turn off the car and turn on the internal light if it's nighttime, of course. Open the window part way. And again, like I said from the beginning, that's where I think, Tyreek was in the wrong. Then it says open the window part way and then place your hands on the steering wheel. Upon the request, show your driver's license and proof of insurance to the police officer and avoid making any sudden movements. And so these are just some things, and I'll post this in the video from the ACLU, things you should do when you are being pulled over by the police. But, in addition, police officers also should do some things as well. I saw this video from Scott. I forgot what this guy's name, Scott Mendelin, I believe his name is. He's a former police officer, and he has a YouTube video called the Code 10 Mindset. And he talked about something that I thought was very important that police officers should do. So let me play that, and then we'll close out from there.
And take a deep breath, because this helps your mind to refocus. It gives your brain a little bit of oxygen to function well off of, and it helps to calm your system down, because there might be a little bit of fight or flight going on, and I'll talk about that in just a little bit. So you've taken your deep breath, you're walking up to the car. Someone starts to argue with you immediately or say unpleasant things to you, or heck, jump and run, starts to fight, or worst case scenario, gets out with a gun to try to ambush you. I pray that never happens to you. That deep breath that you took back there at your car helped you to calm your system in, and whenever you go into fight or flight, your breath can get short, and when your breath can get short, your body starts to tense up, and you start to lose focus because you're getting tense mentally and physically, and it can affect your job performance. If someone is arguing with you immediately and yelling at you when you stop them, practice maintaining a good rhythm of deep breathing, not to a point.
And I thought that was a good tip. Again, this is from the 10 Code Mindset. And this gentleman, Scott, let me get his name. I'm going to make sure I got his name. But he is a former police officer, or at least he used to work in law enforcement. And he does these great videos about traffic stops, or at least how police should approach vehicles, or I should say deal with the public when you have these type of situations in front of us. But this authoritative mindset, or the fight or flight, as Scott mentioned, that a lot of cops have to deal with or bring to their position, I just think it needs to be reexamined. Just to close out, from what I understand, that police officer that arrested Tyreek Hill has been placed on administrative leave. So I'm sure that's pending an investigation to see whether or not he will be able to stay with the police department. But that's my time for today. I do hope this information was valuable. As always, if you would like, you can leave a comment on any of the social media platforms. You can reach me at I am Trey Evans on all social media platforms. And then you can reach us at the People's Voice Podcast on Instagram. But as always, thank you. Dreams are not just for sleeping. Please wake up and live your dreams. My name is Trey Evans, the People's Voice. Tell somebody about the dream. Salute.